"Stop the music!" shouted Althea, standing in the middle of Riverside Hall in Belize City, holding up her hand like a traffic officer. The band went silent, and everyone turned to look at her. "My engagement ring is gone!" Gasps filled the room. The waiters froze. Aunt Mavis dropped her delicious meat pie. And poor Emile, her sweet boyfriend, who just proposed that same evening, looked like he was about to faint. The night had started out perfectly. The lights were pretty, the food was tasty, and the band was playing sweet reggae music. Then Emile went down on one knee and gave Althea a shiny gold ring with a tiny diamond. She was so happy, she said yes right away and started dancing. But now the ring was gone. People started crawling under tables. Some used their phone flashlights to search the corners. Althea looked everywhere, on the dance floor, in the bathroom, even inside her chicken salad. No ring. She stepped outside to take a breath, heart racing. "God, please let me find this ring," she whispered. "Emile saved for months." Suddenly, she spotted a man walking out of the restaurant, speaking loudly on a phone. "No, Mr. Martinez, the contract is not ready," he said. "I told you, the minister wants it tomorrow." As he passed, Althea noticed something shiny poking out of his bag. A phone. Not hers, but maybe useful. Then, in the blink of an eye, a thief on a bicycle sped by and grabbed her purse. "Hey, thief! Somebody stop him!" But he was gone, just like her phone. Althea felt tears sting her eyes. First the ring, now her phone. She sat down on the sidewalk, completely crushed. That's when she saw it. The businessman had left his phone on the bench. She picked it up. "I can borrow this," she told herself, "just until I get mine back." She didn't know it yet, but that phone was going to change her life. Althea stared at the stranger's phone. It buzzed in her hand. Message from Sanjay Bossman. "Don't forget the meeting at the Radisson at 10 a.m. sharp. And wear a tie this time." She rolled her eyes. This man really named himself Boss Man? Wow. Then the phone buzzed again. Message from Naomi, Fancy Pants, lawyer. "Gavin, don't mess this up. If the minister signs, we're in. No more delays." Althea frowned, so the man's name was Gavin, and it looked like he had a big job, probably some kind of rich city guy. She thought for a second. "I'll just borrow it for now. I'll send Emile a message on WhatsApp and return it tomorrow." She opened the app, but before she could type, a new message came in. "Gavin, it's over. Don't come looking for me. I've had enough." "Whoa," Althea whispered. "Drama!" She bit her lip. Should she reply? Before she could decide, a loud voice startled her. "Excuse me, that's my phone." She looked up, and there he was, the same serious-looking man in a dress shirt, now frowning at her like she just stole his lunch. Althea stood up, holding the phone behind her back. "Oh, hi. I was just going to give this to the police." "The police," he said, raising an eyebrow. "You think I wouldn't come back for it?" "Well, someone stole my phone. I lost my engagement ring, and I panicked." Gavin looked at her more closely now. Her hair was messy, her eyes a little teary, and one of her earrings was missing. "Did you really lose your ring?" he asked, softer now. She nodded. "Tonight was supposed to be perfect." He sighed. "Look, I need my phone. I have meetings, contracts, important things. Just give me 5 minutes. Please. I'll send one message. Then I'll hand it back. He paused, then nodded slowly. Fine, 5 minutes. The next day, Althea showed up at Spuna's Cafe near the swing bridge. Gavin was already there, typing away on a silver laptop and sipping a black coffee like he owned the world. She handed him the phone. Thanks for letting me borrow it. I tracked your location, he said, raising an eyebrow. You're lucky I didn't call the police. Look, I'm sorry, she said, but I really needed it. And honestly, you have too many messages. He blinked. You read my messages? She held up a hand. Not on purpose, but the thing lights up every 5 seconds. I saw a few things. Like boss man being mad, Naomi being scary, and someone dumping you. He winced. Okay, you've had enough drama. I get it, she said, standing. Good luck with your fancy contract, Mr. Big Deal. He stared at her, thinking. Then he said, Wait. Althea turned. I need help. You clearly love drama and know how to handle people. I have to meet with this minister from Belmopan and impress him, but I don't understand half the things they say in Creole. You could translate. Help me not look like an idiot. She crossed her arms. So, you want me to be your personal translator? What do I get? You can use the phone until you get a new one, he said, and I'll help you find your ring. Althea hesitated. Fine, she said, but if you boss me around like your boss man does, I'm out. They shook hands. And just like that, the girl who lost her ring and the man who lost his phone became a team. The next morning, Althea and Gavin took the bus to Belmopan. Gavin wanted to fly, but Althea said, We Belizean people travel real style, chicken buses and sweat. Gavin had no choice. They reached the ministry building just before 10 a.m. Gavin wore a clean white shirt, dark jeans, and finally, a tie, just like Bossman told him. Althea wore a simple yellow blouse, neat jeans, and her curly hair tied up in a bun. Before they went inside, Gavin turned to her. Are you sure you can help me? Althea nodded. Just don't interrupt me when I'm talking to them. Belizeans don't like rude people. Inside the office, Minister Flowers greeted them with a big smile. Morning. Come in me office. Mek we talk business, he said, motioning them in. Gavin looked lost already. Althea smiled and said, He said we can come in and talk. Oh, right. The meeting started well. Gavin explained his business idea, bringing ecotourism to Belize using fancy software to help tourists find local spots. But when Minister Flowers started speaking fast in Creole, Gavin blinked like a confused iguana. Althea leaned close and whispered, He's saying your plan sounds nice, but he don't trust big city folks with sweet talk. Tell him I'm serious, Gavin whispered back. Tell him I care about Belize. Althea stood and smiled at the minister. Sir, this man's serious. He know the joke. He will work with Belizean people, not rob we. Give me what chance, man. The minister nodded. Okay, gal. I like how you talk. He lucky he got you. Gavin looked at Althea with surprise. What did you say? I said you're lucky I'm here, she said with a smirk. After the meeting, they stopped at a small cafe in Belmopan for lunch. Gavin bought a coconut tart for Althea and ordered 2 rum punches. I think you saved me back there, he said, taking a sip. Of course I did. she said, licking sugar off her fingers. I speak 3 languages: English, Creole, and sarcastic. They both laughed. Then he got quiet. You know, I never expected this, to meet someone like you. Someone like me? Yeah. Loud, messy, smart, honest. She blinked. Well, thanks, I guess. He smiled. It's a compliment. Althea looked at him, really looked. He wasn't so uptight anymore. His laugh was nicer than she expected, and he had a tiny scar on his chin she hadn't noticed before. She cleared her throat. So, are you really heartbroken about the woman who dumped you? He shrugged. Not really. I think we were pretending to be perfect. You ever do that? Althea looked down at her ringless finger. Yeah, she said softly. Me and Emile. I think we were more in love with the idea of each other than the real thing. Gavin leaned closer. What do you love? What's the real you? She looked up. I love stories. I want to write for Amandala. I want to tell real stories about real people, not just rich men and big plans. He smiled. Then tell mine, but make me sound cooler. They laughed again. For a moment, it felt like time stopped. When they returned to Belize City, things got messy. First, Emile showed up at Althea's house with flowers and a long speech. I'm sorry, baby. I just wanted everything to be perfect. I can buy another ring. But before he could finish, Gavin pulled up in a taxi. Althea, you forgot your notebook in my bag, he said, walking up with it. Emile blinked. Who's this? Althea froze. This is Gavin. We've been working together. Emile looked Gavin up and down. Working on what, huh? Gavin raised his hands. Just business. She helped me with the minister. But Emile didn't buy it. He left without the flowers. That night, Althea lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Her heart was spinning. She didn't want to hurt Emile, but Gavin made her laugh in ways Emile never could. And when Gavin listened, he really listened. Buzz, a message. Today was amazing. I owe you big time. Gavin. P.S. I found your ring. Her heart jumped. She called him right away. You found it? Where? In my car, he said, laughing. It slipped under the seat that night at the tavern. I guess you dropped it when you were dancing. Tears filled her eyes. You saved the day. No, he said. You did. The next day, the whole of Belize City was buzzing. The news broke online. Big investment deal signed between Gavin Douglas and the government local girl caught in the middle. The blog post showed a blurry picture of Gavin and Althea outside the ministry office. The headline made it seem like she was just some girl Gavin used to close his deal. When Althea saw the article, her stomach dropped. What is this? She messaged Gavin. Did you use me to win that deal? He replied instantly. Of course not. I didn't even know they took that photo. I'm trying to fix it now. But it was too late. Everyone was talking. At Spoonaz, someone whispered, That's the girl from the article. At her aunt's shop on Albert Street, customers gave her funny looks. Even her boss at the library said, This is not the kind of attention we want. And worst of all, Emile saw the post too. He showed up that evening with a fire in his eyes. "So that's why you dumped me," he snapped. "To be with Mr. Fancy Tie?" "I didn't dump you," Althea said, crossing her arms. "You stopped seeing me a long time ago. You were just going through the motions." Emile scoffed. "So what? You're in love now? With some businessman who'll fly away the minute the deal's done?" The words hit her hard, because deep down she had asked herself the same thing. What if Gavin was just passing through? Althea didn't answer Gavin's calls for 2 days. She needed space to think. She walked to Memorial Park by the sea, sat under the big tree, and listened to the waves. The sky was pink and gold, but her heart felt gray. Then she heard a voice behind her. "I knew I'd find you here." It was Gavin. He looked tired. His shirt was wrinkled, and he wasn't wearing his usual serious face. He sat beside her quietly. "I read the article again," he said. "It made you sound like a footnote." "That's not what you are, Althea." She stayed quiet. "You helped me, yes, but that's not why I stayed. I stayed because I liked you. I like how you challenge me. You make me feel like a real person, not just a guy chasing contracts." She looked at him. "Are you leaving soon?" He nodded slowly. "I have to. My office is in San Ignacio. But I could come to Belize City on weekends, or you could visit me. We could see where this goes." Althea chuckled. "You want a long-distance thing across a country this small?" He laughed. "Well, when you put it that way." She looked into his eyes. "I don't want to be a side character in someone else's story, Gavin. I want my own headline." "Then write it," he said. "Write our story the way you want." He reached into his pocket and handed her something, her ring. She took it, tears in her eyes. "But this time," she said, slipping it into her purse, "it's just jewelry, not a promise." He nodded. "Fair enough. Let's make our own promises." A week later, Althea walked into the Amandala office holding a flash drive. "I have a story for you," she told the editor. "It's about business, love, culture, and one stolen phone." The editor read the first few lines, then smiled. "It's fresh. It's Belizean. You've got something here." As she walked out of the office, her phone buzzed. Message from Gavin. "Belmopan was boring without you. Dinner tonight? I'll bring coconut tart." Message from Emile. "I read your article. You're a good writer. I wish you well, Althea." She smiled. Life was finally starting to make sense. Not perfect, but real. And sometimes one lost phone is exactly what you need to find yourself. Sometimes what feels like a mistake, like losing a ring or grabbing the wrong phone, is really God's way of guiding you to the right person, the right path, and the truth about yourself. I am inviting you to subscribe to my channel for more Caribbean romance stories. If you enjoyed the story, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I thank you for watching.